farm here in Franklin County. We have a corn and soybean rotation. Along with farming with the family, I also work for Case IH on the corporate level, and I cover the Midwest for precision farming sales with the local Case IH dealers and customers. I also do run a custom business, which consists of custom land rolling in the spring, and then also custom anhydrous spring and fall.
On our family farm, we raise cattle. We do have a cow-calf operation. We contract grow hogs, and then we also raise corn and soybeans, along with a little bit of alfalfa hay for the cattle. And I am a 6th generation farmer. My day job, if you will, is I'm a lending relationship officer down in Mason City, which is about a half-hour drive for me. I got my start in pigs, which is a big reason why you see a hog barn standing behind us right now, and I farrowed to finish hogs until I was 21.
Grew up throughout high school on the family farm. My dad and uncle farmed together, about 500 acres of row crop, about 100 head of cows. When I turned 10, started in 4-H, showed calves at the Montgomery County Fair, went into FFA, went through state convention, national convention, got my state degree as well as my American FFA degree. In 2010, I was able to purchase 40 acres and start my own cow herd. So I graduated from Iowa State in 2011 and started with Farmers and Merchants in Orient. I moved to Adair County, and as a young loan officer, in order to get to know people in the community, looked for avenues to get involved.
I've always been a Farm Bureau member since high school, was an active member for several years, helped out where I could. I've gone down to young farmers and saw the potential opportunities that are out there for young farmers like myself. More recently, decided to do more with the Farm Bureau or locally, helped out with the local breakfast battle that we do. That's something that our local Farm Bureau started several years ago as a way to promote agriculture during Ag Week. The Franklin County Fair has always been a passion of mine. A few years ago, we started up an Ag Learning Center, partnered with the Farm Bureau, and we have taken that from nothing to now a working milking exhibit, animals on display. We had a cab simulator there this year, and plan to expand on that here in the future as much as we can.
About 5 years ago, my husband and I went through a situation where we were putting up our hog barn, and we came across more opposition than I ever could have imagined. I said, I feel like we're drowning here. I know that we've gone through and checked the right boxes and we're doing the right thing. We've made the right decision for our family, but I need a little help selling that to everybody. And so Farm Bureau jumped in right away. They brought in some people from the state, and that really jump-started my involvement in Farm Bureau. And from then on, it was just full throttle with that, because they were there for me in my time of need, and I want to be able to give back to other people the same way that they gave back to me. This last summer, we partnered with our county fair board, and we launched an Ag Learning Center. Then I got to volunteer in there, and that was probably my most favorite part. I got to run the Ag Trivia Center, and I got to see kids that were toddlers in diapers all the way up to high school students, and really talk about where our food comes from and how I get to play a part in raising that food.
Being an ag loan officer in rural Iowa, you become part of the community. Been part of the Betterment Committee in Orient. It allows us to take a look at what's going on in the town, to welcome new businesses as they come, plan and present the annual town celebration, Pumpkin Days in Orient. Ag in the Classroom have gone into the schools in Nottoway Valley as well as Orient-Macksburg to teach about that. Even when they're outside of the classroom, they still remember that I'm Farmer Clark, and if they have a question about what's going on in the field or things like that, they're more apt to ask me because we have that connection. If we can continue to push the good aspects, that we're humans, we have young families, we have goals, we have jobs, and show them that we're consuming our products. We believe in them enough to consume them, and that they want to do the same thing. So it goes back to consumer education. That way when they're my age, they still feel safe buying eggs and local things like that.
As a recipient of this award, I received grant money to give to an organization of my choice. I have chosen to give it back to our local county farm bureau so it can be put towards the local Ag Learning Center at our county fair. The reason I chose to put the money towards there is I feel that a lot of kids are not directly connected to a farm anymore and are not getting the on-farm education that maybe they once were. So we can go through and promote agriculture, give ag facts, information of that sort to help expand everyone's knowledge.
The nonprofit organization that we gave the money to is called the Central Springs Ag Ed Boosters. They need to raise $400,000 to launch an ag education program. So Nate and I couldn't find any better cause to give it to. With myself being a former ag education teacher, I want to make sure that every child in Worth County that is in our school districts, we have 2 of them, has the opportunity to take an ag class while they are in high school.
My wife and I had many conversations about who to give the money to. I ended up giving it to Seeds of Hope that honors Chasten Stevenson. It's kind of a twofold deal. Chasten was part of the Young Farmer Advisory Committee, also knew him through college, watched his struggles, and it reminded me a lot of my middle brother Jared, that had leukemia back in 2010, is in remission now, but spent 30 days in the hospital from Thanksgiving through Christmas of 2010. We actually spent Christmas that year in the hospital as he was taking on chemo treatments. Wanted to honor him, honor Chasten, and it just seemed like it fit perfect.
I would say the family farm is probably the thing that I am the proudest of. Just simply being able to be that next person to carry that torch of the farm that my dad, my grandpa, and all them before have carried.
Our favorite thing to do is sit up on the porch, and we have a little fire pit up there. We sit up on the porch, we light the fire if it's cold enough out, and we just talk about the somedays. We talk about what can we do to help our kids get to where they want to be in life, and how do we really grow our farming operation to be sustainable, to continue on. And it just gives me like the shivers when we talk about it. I just thinking about the somedays that are now starting to come to fruition.
As I'm working with customers, it's always in the back of my mind, what do I want my farm legacy to be? Definitely with a little boy Colin here, I want him to learn that work ethic, learn to be passionate about animals, livestock, and care for the land, just as my family has and continues to do so. The values instilled and the lessons taught and learned out here on the farm, I want him to be able to pass on to his next generation. That's my legacy. Farmland comes, farmland goes, but family is forever.
I would hope that they want to go into agriculture someday, but that's not a requirement of mine. It's not necessarily the end-all be-all. But I really do firmly believe that the way that I was raised, the way that my husband was raised on the farm, learning life's lessons when you're at a young age, I really think that those were some life lessons that, whether I went into farming or not, were really important ones to carry with me.
I feel it's been valuable to myself to just help increase my awareness of what's going on throughout the ag industry, seeing what others are doing out there, but also just being a leader in the community, stepping up, putting in my time, helping out where I'm able to, when I'm able to, and hopefully be an individual that, say, a younger version of myself would look up to and say, I can make some change, I can help out.
This is a way of life. We enjoy agriculture, we are blessed to be in agriculture, and we want to pass that on to the next generation. It helps me relate to my customers day in and day out. It helps me to be a better banker, as well as a better father and a better husband as well.
That is why I get up in the morning and go to my day job so we can have the family farm here. That's why I get up in the morning and help my husband sort hogs. That's why I get up in the morning and wear my pajamas out to the barn because there's a cow that's calving and having trouble and needs help right now. That's why we do what we do. It's really for our future, to raise our kids in the same way that we were raised.